now bear with me on this one. There's going to be a lot of SMs and Bs and Ds, and there's a lot of very similar sounding letters, but I'll be sure to get them right.
This video is made by Radio.co. To start your free Radio.co trial in seconds, head to Radio.co and click on the pricing page.
So, the Shure SM line has a long and illustrious history. The original SM7 was introduced way back in 1973. Now, this was quite an iconic microphone. It was used by industry professionals, it was used by musicians, and then in 1999 we got the SM7A version, which improved on its humbucking coil. And then our old friend, the SM7B, that was launched in 2001, and this old thing, we're a big fan. Now, this is a tried and trusted mic. It's one here at Radio.co that we definitely recommend, and we've used it here across our videos and all sorts of different bits of content here and there. So we thought the Shure SM bloodline sort of ended there. Well, we were wrong, because the SM7dB was launched late last year, and guess what? I'm only yapping into the mic itself. So if you can't already tell, today we're going to do a little bit of an experiment, because I am like a rose between two microphony thorns currently. We're going to find out which one sounds better and which one is more bang for your buck. As the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So there might be some dubious viewers, but worry not, this is an excellent microphone, and I think you'll find that they fare quite well against each other. The question is, why upgrade? Well, we're going to tell you. First and foremost, let's whack up the specifications and have a little look at the differences and similarities between these mics internally. So, starting with our beloved SM7B. Typically here in the UK, you'd be looking at around about 439 RRP for that one. Now, looking at the SM7dB, well, obviously you do have a bit of a price jump. Typically that's looking at about 519-ish. But let's just have a quick look at the specifications and see how they fare. So the key difference between these two, in my opinion, is that this has a built-in preamp and this doesn't. Something to consider. I'd actually argue for beginners, something like this is a little bit more easy. But having a built-in preamp is a great advantage for any broadcaster, really. But I mean, its other stats are virtually the same. Again, dynamic XLR compatible with a mic stand and a boom arm. You've got your EQ switches. Now, one thing I would like to note as well that I didn't mention before with the other one is there is a slight colour difference. Now, I'll be honest, I don't have my specs on. I don't have them on, so it's not overly noticeable to me. It's not. But if, for example, you're doing videos on YouTube and you are overly concerned with the aesthetic, it's just worth bearing in mind that this is technically charcoal grey and this is black. If that's something that concerns you, I don't know. I can't even tell the difference, to be honest. So yeah, I suppose the main difference is, if we're talking specifications, are mic sensitivity and also, again, built-in preamp, which to some people might actually be a non-negotiable. In which case, absolutely pay the little bit extra for the built-in preamp if that's what you think you need. But fundamentally, for the basics, I mean, on paper, there's not a huge amount of difference. Objectively, it is better though. It is a better microphone. Now, there is one additional add-on for the Shure SM7dB as well that I think is worth mentioning. You might have noticed my arm is lingering under the table, and it's because I've got, Christmas has come early. Well, this is the MVX2U, and you might be wondering, hey Neve, what does that do? Well, I'll tell you what it does. It easily and seamlessly converts an XLR mic to a USB mic, which is like insanely useful depending on whether you're broadcasting on the go, if you're using a laptop. They even have a Shure Motive Plus desktop app, and that's really handy as well because you can configure your sound further within the app. But yeah, it's great because I often feel that with USB mics, sometimes we worry that maybe we're sacrificing the sound quality that we could have on an XLR, and here you don't even need to consider anything like that. But really, when it comes to any microphone, isn't it really just about what it sounds like, and moreover what it sounds like to you? What might be one man's favourite mic might be another man's least favourite mic. So how about we trial these against each other? We pit them to the death, and we do a couple of plosive tests just so you can get a real understanding of the sound quality of both of these. First, we're going to be testing out the Shure SM7dB. We've got it right here, as aforementioned. So let's give it a whirl. Processing is on currently, okay? It's on. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? So yeah, it sounds pretty good. It's hitting those plosives quite well. So now let's go to the Shure SM7B, the original gangster. Let's go in. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? Now, how did that sound? Comparatively, how did that sound to you? But I think both mics fared pretty well considering. So now let's try the sound test with processing off. Okay, now we've got processing off. Okay, now already personally I can tell the difference. I'm going in with the Shure SM7dB. Again, let's go. Back in with Peter Piper. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? And now back to the Shure SM7B. The Classico. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? But really nice little add-on to side. What do I truly and honestly think about these two microphones? Do I think it's worth upgrading from the SM7B? Well, as I say in a lot of tech reviews, again, and I've said it before, it is very, very subjective. It truly depends what kind of content you're making. One broadcaster might be syncing live sets, while another broadcaster might literally just be doing the odd little bit of chit-chat and mostly music. It's very subjective to the content you're making. However, if you do really value having a built-in preamp and you also value being able to adjust mic sensitivity, then I kind of feel like this one's your guy, personally. Would I rush out to go and buy this if I already had this? In honesty, probably not. Personally, I would say it is quite good value for your money. I don't think you're paying that much more for this than you would pay for this. Personally, I do think if you really like the idea of an inbuilt preamp, then this is an absolutely brilliant solution in terms of price. Otherwise, you would have to get yourself a standalone preamp and then you'd also have to sort the conversion, the configuration, yada yada. It makes it a lot easier, a lot more streamlined and ultimately cheaper to go with something like this. If not, I would say stick to the status quo. I mean, if this is working for you, there's absolutely no reason to rush out and think, oh gosh, I need to upgrade. I know often with any kind of tech, there can be that temptation, you know, I need the newest thing, I need the best thing. But this is just still an absolutely iconic microphone. I mean, it's legendary. It makes sense that Shure wants to do a little revamp. After all, they seem to be going in patterns of 20 years. So who knows, in 2040-ish, actually it'd be longer than that. Time's going very fast. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and let us know in the comments below or on our socials what you think of either mic. If you've tried them out, if you've just got a hold of this, let us know. We're dying to know. Arrivederci and happy broadcasting.
And just before you go, have you ever thought about launching your very own internet radio station? Surprisingly, it's a lot easier than you may think, especially when you make the time to chat to myself or a member of the Radio.co team. To do just that, head to our website, Radio.co/demo, where I can talk about your plans, any questions you may have, and me and the team can really get you up to speed in launching your own internet radio station in literally minutes. It couldn't be easier. Why not check out some of our webinars, tutorials, help guides situated around me? Or why not visit our website, Radio.co, or even drop me an email, studio@radio.co. Until next time, take care and happy broadcasting.